So today we're going to talk about one of history's most fascinating mistakes. It's a story about how a seemingly brilliant plan to solve a deadly problem didn't just fail, it actually made things 1,000 times worse. This is what happens when good intentions go catastrophically wrong.
Okay, let's put you in the shoes of a British official in colonial Delhi. And this isn't just some hypothetical. This was a real crisis. The city is literally crawling with venomous cobras. People are terrified. You have to do something, right? So what's the plan?
Well, the plan they came up with seemed super simple, totally logical. Let's offer a cash bounty for every single dead cobra someone brings in. The incentive is crystal clear. Kill snakes, get money. The snake problem should be solved in no time, right? Wrong. In a twist that nobody saw coming, the cobra population didn't go down, it went up. Way up.
And here's where human nature, especially when money is on the line, gets really creative. See, people respond to incentives. The incentive wasn't really to get rid of wild cobras. The incentive was to produce dead cobras. And what's the most efficient way to do that? Turns out it's not running around town trying to hunt them. It's just farming them. People literally started breeding cobras in their homes to create a steady, reliable income stream.
So this is where the whole thing just completely falls apart. Eventually, the government figures out they're basically paying people to run cobra farms. So they scrap the program. And what do all those cobra farmers do with their now worthless inventory of deadly snakes? They just let them go. The very program designed to fix the cobra problem ended up leaving the city with more cobras than ever before. This spectacular disaster has a name: the Cobra Effect.
All right, so what we've just seen isn't just some quirky historical blunder. It's a perfect example of a powerful economic concept, one that explains why so many well-meaning plans go completely and utterly off the rails.
The official term for this is a perverse incentive, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when the reward you create accidentally encourages the exact opposite behavior you were trying to stop. You want fewer snakes, but you end up paying people to make more snakes. You're rewarding the problem, not the solution.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The government attached the profit directly to the problem itself, a dead cobra. And because of that, all that human energy and intelligence didn't go into solving the city's crisis. It went into making sure the problem stuck around, and even grew.
Now, if you think this was just a crazy one-time mistake, oh, you'd be wrong. It's almost like governments have a playbook for this stuff. Because halfway across the world, in French colonial Hanoi, officials made the exact same error. This time, though, it wasn't with cobras, it was with rats. So here's the setup. In the late 1800s, the French built this big, modern sewer system in Hanoi. It was supposed to be a sign of progress, but they accidentally built the perfect underground rat paradise. The rat population just exploded. And with the bubonic plague sweeping through the region, the fear of an outbreak in Hanoi got very, very real.
And what was the French government's brilliant solution? You guessed it, a bounty program. They offered a single cent for every single rat that was killed, a simple financial incentive to wipe them out.
Okay, so to make things easy, officials said, look, we don't want to deal with thousands of dead rats. Just bring us the tail as proof. And what happened? Well, people quickly figured out the loophole. They'd catch a rat, chop off its tail to get their 1 cent, and then release the tailless rat back into the sewer so it could go on to, make more rats. The problem became a renewable resource.
Now, it's easy to look back at these stories and laugh at the incompetence. But here's the thing. The Cobra Effect is not a history lesson. It is alive and well, and it is baked into policies and systems that affect us every single day. You just have to know where to look.
Take environmental laws. The Endangered Species Act is meant to protect animals, right? But if finding a rare bird on your land means you can't build on it, what's the incentive? It becomes, get rid of that habitat before anyone finds anything. Or get this, a UN program that paid companies to destroy a greenhouse gas. Some factories started producing more of that harmful gas just so they could get paid millions to destroy it. It's insane.
And don't even get me started on healthcare. When doctors get paid for every procedure they do, the incentive is to treat sickness, not to keep people healthy. You know the old saying, a patient cured is a customer lost. We see hospitals gaming their performance scores by just changing a diagnosis on paper. The system rewards activity, not actual health outcomes. Okay, so this all sounds pretty bad. Is it hopeless? Are we just doomed to create these systems that constantly backfire?
Well, not necessarily. The key is to stop rewarding the process and start rewarding the actual result you want. Let's look at how one plan actually got it right. Back in the 70s, America had a huge litter problem. Disposable bottles and cans were everywhere, and just asking people to please recycle wasn't really cutting it. So the state of Oregon decided to try something different. They created an incentive that made doing the right thing also the profitable thing.
And this is the critical difference. A bad incentive is input-based. You pay for a proxy, like a rat's tail. The problem itself becomes your source of income. A good incentive is outcome-based. You pay for the actual result you want. Fewer rats in the city, fewer bottles on the street. The solution becomes the source of revenue.
And this is exactly why Oregon's bottle bill was so genius. By adding a little deposit to every bottle and can, that empty container was no longer just trash. It was a nickel. It was your nickel. Suddenly, everyone had skin in the game. The incentive flipped completely. It was now more profitable to return the can than to throw it away. And the results were immediate and just massive.
So, after all these stories of cobras and rats and soda cans, what's the one big lesson we should take away from all of this?
I think this quote from Carl Jung just cuts right through all the noise. We love talking about good intentions, but intentions are invisible. They're cheap. The consequences, the actual real-world results of a policy, those don't lie. They tell you exactly what a system is truly rewarding, no matter what its designers say they wanted.
And that's really the question you should ask yourself. The next time you hear about a new policy or a grand plan, don't just listen to the good intentions. Look deeper. Look for the Cobra Effect, because spotting that hidden perverse incentive is the very first step to designing a world that actually works. Thanks for joining us.